Hello. Didn't see you there. Okay. I'm not ready to make this video, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, hi. How are you? Hope you're doing alright. I'm doing pretty good myself. I'm not gonna lie, things are looking pretty solid. Dude, I don't know how to start this video. Holy shit. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, what even is this video? You and I are gonna have to work together on this one to like really figure that one out, because I don't actually know what this is supposed to be. Also, this is not sponsored. That's just my mic cover. Is it an update video? You probably know more about what this video actually is than I do, because you've at least seen the title and the thumbnail, which I came up with after I recorded this. So we're doing this a little bit in reverse. So bear with me. I do have some things I want to talk about. It's more just how do I segue into that kind of stuff. You know, at the end of this video, we'll probably have talked about where I've been. I haven't really uploaded much this year, like at all. And I want to talk about what the future holds. I've got there's a list over there, because I know I'm going to forget this shit. Really just those two things. I mean, yeah, the last couple months have been pretty instrumental in where the direction. These last couple months have been instrumental in the direction that my life is headed towards, and that doesn't necessarily include content at the moment. It just would eat a lot into my free time, which, as fun as it sounds, I would much rather just enjoy the free time and relax. I think that's a priority that I have, especially considering what has happened in the last month, which we'll get into in just a second. But figured you should know I'm still here. I'm not going to stop making content entirely. In fact, I don't ever plan to stop making content. It's far too adjacent to what I plan on doing with this channel and with my life in general. You know, as an artist, being online is kind of essential, especially in the day and age that we're in. Yes. And one could make an argument for, you know, getting outside and touching grass, and I'm doing plenty of that. Don't you worry, I'm touching grass. And you should touch some grass too if you're seeing this in your feed and you're just like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this guy? I recommend it. It's very good for your mental health, and you know, do that. So where have I been? You know, shit. When is the last time that I uploaded? That is a great question. So you're gonna see in the reflection of my glasses, my browser's gonna pop up with YouTube. Fuck. I'm just gonna get flashbanged. So my last video was the sulfur video, and I published that on December 16th. Oh shit. I thought I posted something this year at least. Nope. Oh, holy fuck. My update 100 video for Nuclear Throne is at 5,000 views, so that easily makes it the highest viewed video to date. That's pretty insane, actually. Followed by the 20 minutes till dawn video. So, you know, holy shit, I haven't looked at that stat in a long time. Huh. Oh, I guess the last thing I did was the sea skin grind stream. So sorry if you haven't seen the second part of that, because we haven't done that yet. That's probably what I should do next. Now I'm thinking about it. I totally forgot that yeah, stream ended 64 days ago. I'm so bad at making content. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not my full-time job. I can't do that. So anyway, yeah, it's been almost 2 months. Well, it has been 2 months since I posted, and I've been up to some stuff. So just casually, the things that I've been into the most right now are just playing games and going snowboarding. So I grabbed a season pass sometime in November, I think, and I've been busy getting my money's worth because it wasn't cheap. A couple $100 for a season pass in my local resort. Nothing crazy, you know. But instead of going like 6 times and like just barely getting my money's worth, I've instead gone, you know, 12, 15 times and really am just trying to get the value out of that as much as I can. Also, I just like snowboarding, and it's a very seasonal thing where I can't do that all the time. Literally, it's just not snowing throughout the year. I feel like that's pretty obvious. I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm going to anyway, because that's just, you're here to listen to me, I guess. So yeah, I've been snowboarding. I've just been playing games. The other thing I've been doing is working a lot, as much as I can and as hard as I can. Just sort of grind through that, because newsflash, this isn't a job for me content wise. I don't get money from this, and to be real with you, I don't think I ever plan on making money off of content. I say that with hesitation, because who knows what the future holds. I certainly don't. My fate is kind of left to the YouTube gods, which I can't really rely on. And I realize that my initial dream of potentially doing this as a career, maybe not so reliable, perhaps a tad ambitious. But you know what? It's okay to dream, and it's okay to realize that dreams are not always achievable. So we pivot. So we do things in a different way. I don't plan on ever making money off of my content. That's not to say that I won't make money off of my content. It's almost purely to say I have no intention of ever monetizing my content with ads. And this is something that I've been thinking about the last couple months, last year or so. Is my goal was always to reach whatever threshold the YouTube partner is at. I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 or some ridiculous number of watch time hours in the last year or so. And at that point, you can enable ads on your videos and make money. Pretty simple. That was always a goal to get towards, just to have something concrete for my channel to grow into. I think if and when I do get to that point, because I do plan to keep uploading and hopefully people still appreciate watching my videos, that will be something that I'm not going to do. Just purely out of spite for the way YouTube is going as a direction. I've been on YouTube for a long time, not necessarily creating videos, but watching videos. And things have changed for the better, for the worse. Seen it since, like 2010 or something, probably before that. I couldn't tell you when I started watching YouTube. That's unrealistic for me to remember. But recently they've been pushing a lot of questionable decisions, especially when it comes to AI. I'm not super inclined to help them get a bag by enabling monetized ads on my channel. That's a bit of a tangent, I'm not gonna lie. I was talking about my job. Yeah, so I have a job. I recently just got promoted in said job, which is why I've kind of been fucking disappeared from YouTube, is that I've been focusing a lot on that, and it's been taking most of my social energy away, which as an introvert, I've only got so much of that to spare. And before my promotion, I was working the retail side of things where I'm at, and that takes a lot of presenting face, which I'm comfortable doing. Absolutely, I can 100% do that, especially if I'm getting paid to do it. But then I have to turn around and go make videos and talk for a couple hours, potentially. I have a very moderately sized social battery, but that was draining a lot of it. So that would explain, especially towards the tail end of last year, 2025, where content started to fall off a lot. It's just because I'm burnt out. But it paid off because I got promoted, and now I don't really have to deal with the retail aspect of where I'm working. And for what I think is obvious reasons, I'm not going to tell you where I'm working. I think that's fair. We can just talk about my job in general terms instead of having to describe, yes, this is where I work. And if you figure that out, please don't tell anybody. I really don't want to deal with that. Like, come on, no, we just don't have to do that. Like, we can be chill. We can just keep it on the down low. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I got a promotion. It's a slight pay bump. Really, the main thing is I'm getting full-time hours. I was working part-time for all of last year, which would explain why I'm still in my parents' basement. It's great times. But I have a full-time job now, and I'm still in my parents' basement, but I have a full-time job now, which comes with benefits and some more money. So, we're still working that angle. We're still trying to become as independent as we can. But in the meantime, I'm able to retain enough of a social battery at this point where I'm like, yes, it's time. I need to start recording videos. And the truth is, I've actually been recording a lot of videos. I haven't been posting a lot of videos. I haven't been editing a lot of videos. That's the part where hopefully in the very near future, we'll be seeing a lot of backlog content and also, just daily content that I have been doing in the past. Because that's just what I enjoy doing. But that's getting a bit ahead of where I want to be in this conversation. So yeah, that's where I've been working my job the last couple months. I got promoted beginning of February, so literally 20 days ago. But I've known about the promotion for a while. That's the key is I've been working towards that, not just sitting idly at my job. So I've been grinding. I've also just been enjoying gaming. So in my free time, what have I been doing? Snowboarding, which we were talking about, and just gaming. Right now, my creature comfort is Deadlock. I've posted a couple videos on it here before. They're not super popular, especially with the audience that I've built up on my channel. And that's okay. I don't expect them to be popular with everyone. Deadlock is a pretty niche game. If you're not into MOBAs, I would actually say you still might enjoy Deadlock to play. To watch a full game, maybe not. You really got to enjoy that kind of game. But for someone who hasn't really been super inclined to play MOBAs prior to Deadlock, I gotta say, Deadlock's pretty fucking fun. All right. I know it's an early access, invite only, whatever bullshit, but dude, they fucking did something with the formula on that game where I'm just so fucking locked in on this game. I don't know what it is. I've got almost over 500 hours now, and that's in combination with a lot of the last year as well, just playing it every now and then as the updates come out. But this last update that they made, I don't know what it is. Things are just chef's kiss right now, and it's beautiful. I've been just enjoying that, playing the game as much as I can, and not really much else. Like, I just don't have the time commitment to really get into the games that I want to be playing. As much free time as I have, I would have to commit an entire night to some of these other games. Just to name a few, Sulfur, the game that I was starting to upload, and I will continue to upload. That's maybe the next thing I will do. Those runs take like an hour a piece, and sometimes I don't want to be locked into an hour-long thing. You know, the nice thing about Deadlock is sometimes you get a 20-minute game, sometimes you get a 60-minute game. It really ranges, but it's generally, it can be quick. And so if the game ends and I'm like, fuck it, I want another one, great, we play another one. And that's usually what ends up happening, because I end up playing for hours anyway. I just don't want to feel that committed, and a lot of these other games that I have on my library right now involve that. So that's kind of what's been going on, where I've been. I do want to talk about what the future holds in terms of content and where I'm going to go with this channel. So obviously, I don't think this needs any explanation. It's going to be gaming content for the most part, at least on this channel. The other thing I want to be doing is variety life content, just because I think I have an interesting enough life to where people might want to watch that. And so that may or may not happen on this channel. I'm not too sure. I think I'll test things out on this channel and see if those are received well or not. But the one thing I can tell you for sure is eventually there will be an art channel, a design channel, if you will, and it's going to have art content from me. So you can look forward to that at some point. I will not make any promises about when that will happen. I just know that it's going to happen because the first video on said channel is going to be a piece that I've been working on for a while, and is intended to be the magnum opus of my portfolio. So it's something that I have a lot of personal investment in, and it's a project that I really think deserves the time and effort of actually turning it into a video. And so that'll be probably the first thing, and then the rest, I don't know, just keep doing designs. I'm a designer by trade. I mentioned I was working in retail, but part of working in the retail was creating some flyers and doing some posters and stuff. So I've been trying to pursue that aspect of my career. So might as well turn it into content, right? There's no other reason not to do that. So yeah, you can expect some different types of content moving forward. The main thing I wanted to mention is that I want to be making the content that I want to see and not really following the trends or the meta, because again, this isn't a job for me, and I don't intend to make it that kind of primary source of income. And so I have no obligation to chase the trends and do what appeases the most amount of people. I mean, obviously, what I think is enjoyable is appeasing to the larger audience. But with the way content space works, it's really hard to do that without also being clickbaity or following trends and stuff like that. So there's no exponential growth happening here, I'll tell you that much. We're not going for that kind of capitalistic mindset. I'm just here to make good content. And what I consider good is not necessarily what you might consider good. Although if you're subscribed to my channel, maybe you agree with me on that front. Which I intend to make this into a space for people with that like-minded mindset. So, welcome. And yeah, I mean, that's just the truth of where I want to go with things. It's really only going to happen whenever I see fit, whenever I can find the time to do editing and really sit down and produce a piece of content. I think the biggest thing is I'm I'm a bit over doing content that is low effort. And a lot of what's already on my channel is low effort content, which is nice when I'm trying to hit a daily upload schedule. Not so nice when I'm looking at the actual analytics and heuristics of my channel, which doesn't necessarily matter, but it's also very telling that people aren't really enjoying it. And so it's like this catch-22. Do I make things that people enjoy and follow the meta, or do I make what I want and maybe people enjoy it? And I think the answer is I'm going with I want to make things that I want, but that requires doing more editing on my own. And I don't I don't have the time to do that so quickly. I'm not paying for an editor. There's no way I'm paying for an editor. I just can't afford that. And so I've got to record 30-minute or longer videos and then turn that into a 30-minute or longer video. And that adds up really quick. So basically, if you've never made a video before, when it comes to actually editing things all the way through, you've got to watch them all the way back through. I'm sure there's a way to do the workflow where you're good at marking when you want to put certain edits in. I don't have that. I literally just sit there and watch my videos back and I'm like, oh yeah, this would be a good time for an edit, or oh, I want to do this here, or whatever. But that essentially doubles or triples the amount of time that I spent recording just on the editing. Thankfully, I've gotten past the hurdle of rendering. Doesn't take nearly as much time as it used to when I started my channel. I have since upgraded from the free version of DaVinci Resolve to the studio version, which I paid for, and it's proving to be worth the money that I spent because it drastically reduces the render time by enabling my GPU to actually do the rendering, not just my CPU, which speeds it up by like 10 times. So it's not a huge issue anymore. But if I have an hour-long recording, it usually takes me 2 hours to go through and do the proper editing. That's why some of the bigger projects on my channel have taken such a long time to get to, and I'm still getting through them. Just to name drop it a little, The Pacifist. I don't know if any of y'all are still waiting for that or not, but there's only one episode of that currently on my channel. I've been working on that video for like the past 2 or 3 years. It's pretty bad. That one's more of a conceptual problem that requires me to just sit there and think about what I'm doing, because that's a strategy thing. I can't really say much without spoiling it, but I can say at least the intro to that video is virtually complete. But that took me 2 years to do, just with the time that I have, and just not knowing the direction I was going with really played a big factor into that. But it's recorded, it's edited, it looks good. I'm really proud of it. The problem is I need, so the intro is like this much of the video. I need like the rest of the video, which hopefully will be a lot less editing and more just recording. But that's the kind of thing where I'm like, there are a lot of projects that I want to just keep working on, but the editing that I would like to accompany these projects that I feel like deserve that much editing, just there's too many, and I put a lot on my plate, and suddenly I just didn't have the time for it anymore. So sorry. Oh well, I have a life. That's like the worst way to fucking say that. I don't even know. We're kind of just riffing at this point. I don't. Point is, whenever I have time, we'll be making content, and hopefully it's of a sufficient quality that the algorithm gives me fucking mercy and says, oh yo, we should actually show this to people instead of hiding it away because this guy's not super popular. You know, I feel like there will be a point where I upload enough good enough videos where my channel starts to pop off, and then it, you know, that gives me some more incentive. If this channel ever started to give me money, you know, that's a pretty big reason for me to put more effort into doing it. Unfortunately, I just can't do that right now, you know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. This has been a 25-minute video of me just yapping. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for sticking with me. I imagine there's probably not going to be too many new people on this video. It wouldn't make too much sense algorithmically, or just from the viewer's perspective. Like, if you're new and you made it to the end of this video, why did you click on this video? Let me know down in the comments. I can't. It's so not real. Oh, also, by the way, hi, face cam. So I don't. It's throwing me a bit off this video. I just wanted to put my face out there because, you know, I'm a person and I want people to know that. Stop moving. You're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to be attached to a monitor that's staying still. Fucking yeah, man. I'm hi. This is me. I'm not gonna tell you my name. I'm just gonna show you my face. I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up? And I'm gonna tell you all the stuff about where I've been, what I've been doing, where we're going, and I'm gonna say thank you because you made it this far, and because you've probably been subscribed to me for who knows how long. There's a good chance it's been more than a year. It's been more than 2 months if you've been subscribed since my last video. I'll tell you that much. So thanks for subscribing for 2 months. Thanks for watching any of my videos, and I appreciate your support. It means more than you guys realize. The truth is, this content stuff started out when I was going through a very rough, difficult, interesting period of my life. And some of the support from you guys has really helped me to get through that, to where I am now, which is a much healthier place. All things aside, that is the truth. Is I'm in a much better place. I've given some updates where I'm just like, things suck, and they did really kind of suck at the time. But I've put a lot of effort into self-care, and here we are. So I figure might as well just show my face. I don't know. It's kind of literally, I was just driving home today after work, and I was like, yeah, I should upload today. It's been a while. And that was immediately followed by, you know, maybe I just do a face reveal, like all casual, like, and I, you know, mission success if anybody watches this video. I mean, I imagine the people in my Discord, which, by the way, I have a Discord, link in the description. They're going to see this upload and they're going to be like, yo, this guy put his face on the internet. What a fucking idiot. No. It wouldn't surprise me. I imagine y'all are going to lose your fucking minds. Which, you know, hi. It is what it is, man. I don't think it's worth making a huge deal about, to be honest. I was either going to do it like this or just randomly put a face cam in one of my videos, which also very unceremonious, which is how I wanted it to be done in the first place. I knew I was going to do it eventually, just that was a matter of time. And you know, I feel like this is the right moment in terms of I just want to level with you, and this is just the right conversation. There's likely been some gameplay happening in the background. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I don't know. This is the part of the video where I'm wrapping it up, and I'm like thinking how this is actually going to get framed and you know, edited and shipped and all the other stuff that we were talking about before. So yeah, I'm not going to take your time too much longer. I'm looking at the timer on OBS and I'm like trying to get over 30 minutes. That's what we're doing because it's a nice number. That's pretty much it. So Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Oh man, I'm gonna be watching this back in post. Like, yo, what the fuck? 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 Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the mic. It's not what we want to do. Okay, bye.